Good afternoon, it's Darnell from BMW and Porsche again. Here is the 2017 BMW X5. This one here has the X line. It's an S-Drive 35i. Now what that means is this one is the rear-wheel drive 3-liter turbocharged engine. Produces 300 horsepower, 300 pound-foot of torque. When they redesigned the X5, they added a few standard options that didn't come with the previous generation. So you have parking sensors in the front and rear as standard now. You have LED fog lights as standard. Your adaptive bi-xenon, so you have the cornering ability as well as having the xenon lighting, which gives very good visibility. So once it'll turn, you'll have the cornering light up to 15 degrees. Very stylish wheels. You have the roof rails, a standard option. This has the premium package on it, so you have the entry and drive system here. So you put your hand inside the door handle to unlock it and touch the top to lock it. What's nice is for a while BMW has had the ability to roll down the windows for about 20 years now by using the remote. So with the Comfort Access keyless entry, it's actually made that go a little further. So if you press and hold the unlock button on the remote, it'll roll down all the windows as well as open up this wonderful panoramic roof here on the top. And this is good for venting out the car if it was a really hot day and you wanted to get in the car and you wanted to cool off a little bit before you got inside. So to help with bringing the windows back up, you would just actually have to put your hand right where the lock is and hold it there, and it'll close the sunroof as well as the windows, which is a really nice feature. So going around to the back, you have full LED tail lights with the standard adaptive brake lights that BMW offers. You have the twin exhaust to give a very sporty look. I'm going to open the tailgate. Completely powered tailgate. And you can adjust the height of this in the iDrive or the infotainment system that BMW offers. Now what's nice is you actually have this part that you can fold down. You can actually sit down on here. It'll support up to 500 pounds. And underneath here, you actually get extra storage space. With BMW, you have run flat tires, so they don't put a spare in the rear, so that you have the option of using it for extra storage. So you do have the backup camera with this, as well as the sensors in the rear, like I mentioned before. Now I mentioned the adaptive brake lights. So it's a really nice feature that's standard on BMWs. So when you're pressing the brake under normal circumstances, only a portion of the light comes on. While if you slam on the brake, it's going to make it a lot brighter for the person behind you, so they can tell the difference between an emergency stop and just normal stopping. A very beautiful, elegant interior. It's very stylish. You have your cup holders in the door that'll actually hold bottles, which is pretty interesting, and it'll keep them steady. This vehicle is equipped with the 4-zone climate control. So the rear passengers have control over the AC as well as the heating in the rear. You have two 12-volt outlets back there in the bottom. The seats fold down in a 40-20-40 split. So you have 60-40 by just pulling the handle down. And then you have your center section that comes down, so if you wanted to use it as a pass-through. Okay, going up front, You have the power seats with the memory seats as standard with lumbar support on the X5. There's wonderful multifunction steering wheel. Everything you need is right here. So you have your cruise control on the left side. You have it's the dynamic cruise control, which BMW calls it, and the reason is that with most cruise controls, you actually have to keep increasing the speed. So if you were going up a hill, the car seems like it's going to lose power. But with this, if you were to go uphill, it's actually going to maintain the speed by applying some throttle. And the toggle switch here will actually increase in increments of 1 mile per hour or 5 miles per hour. On the right side here, you have your mode button, which is going to switch between the media devices. You have your volume control, and then you have your roller there that's actually going to control the instrument cluster. So if you look here in the center, you can scroll through your stations, and if you had a phone connected to the vehicle, once you hit the phone button and then scroll to bring up your call history. And then you have your voice command button. So voice command is also standard as well on the X5. The iDrive was just updated for 2017. So you have this new setup, new layout here. Everything's right where you need it to be. It's touchscreen, has a proximity sensor, so as my hand got closer to the screen, the menu options actually pop a little bit more. It's very simple to operate. You can use the touchscreen option, or you can use the iDrive controller here. So you have all the options laid out for you. It's quick access buttons. So you have your map, your nav, your menu button, your media button, and your communication button. On the bottom, you have your back button and your option button. So if you were to move the iDrive controller to the left, it access the back button. You move it to the right, it access the option button. What's nice is on the top here is a touchpad. So when I touch that, you can see it moves around the icon on the screen. So this is also good if you wanted to enter an address in. You could use the top as a touchpad, the touchpad on the top to enter in letters or numbers, as well as for phone numbers. But you could also use the voice command. And BMW is one of the few manufacturers that offers a navigation that you can actually operate while driving, which is really nice. The transmission is completely electronic, so I have my foot on the brake. If I were to take this and pull it down into drive, it pops right back into place. Push it into reverse, the same thing. Put it in park, you're going to press the key on the top. You do have the driving dynamics control over here. So the car starts in the comfort mode. If you want it to be a little bit more efficient, you change it to the Eco Pro mode, and you go back up to go into sport. So just to go over the Eco Pro mode really fast, it's really nice that BMW has added this. When you switch into the Eco Pro, it's going to change the gauges up here. So this blue bar to the right, as you hit the accelerator, the needle goes over to the right, showing essentially how efficient you're being. So when it goes over to the left, it's showing your braking, because every BMW now is built with brake regeneration, which is typically hybrid technology, but BMW figured out a way to work it into every single one of their vehicles. You do have 0.0 miles that's shown here. This is actually going to be a way to monitor how efficient you're being by showing how much miles you're adding to the trip by utilizing the Eco Pro setting. And then when you go into sport, it'll notify you that you're in sport mode as well, and you'll get visible notification on the screen itself. You do have electronic parking brake, and you have the nice auto hold function. So if you're just driving around and leg feels a little tired, you want to rest it for a second, you come to a stop, you can remove your foot from the brake and the car will engage the parking brake to make sure that you don't roll forward. You have good compartment space in here. You have your auxiliary in and your USB. Nice wood trim. Gives it a very elegant feel. Step back and take a look at the X5. What's wonderful about this exterior is everything's functional. BMW designs all their vehicles in a wind tunnel, or helps with the design by putting it in a wind tunnel, so every line serves a purpose to help keep the vehicle stable, which is for your safety. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much.